What's up, Middle Georgia Dog Pound? Welcome to another episode of the Middle Georgia Dog Pound Live. I'm your host, Brian. It's Kevin, Matt. What's up, guys? Glad to see you.
You too.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, we got a good show for you guys tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about our new coaching hires, get into our Dog Nation domination at the NFL, what it's going to take to replace these guys that are going into the NFL, and then we're going to jump into a little bit of Georgia basketball and finalize this thing off. We're talking about the baseball and softball teams. So let's get into it, guys. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So obviously, as you guys can see, I've got the Ukrainian flag in our right top corner of our display tonight. Our hearts and prayers or thoughts are just going out to the Ukrainian people during this awful time. Just continue to lift them up. I can't imagine what they're going through. Just never not knowing if you're going to be able to go back home, and just praying for those folks over there. But we're going to move on forward here. Happy 3rd and 10 day, guys. Happy 3rd and 10. Bet you didn't even think about that today, did you?
Nope, did not.
I did. And we're going to celebrate it in good old-fashioned dog pound style.
(26-18) Georgia. 69 seconds to play in the game. 3rd down and 10, Alabama.
They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Don't let anybody behind you.
Biggest 3rd down in Bryce Young's career.
Snap to Young. Drops back. Pressure from the edges. He throws near sideline. Intercepted. Keely Ringo at the 21.
Yes, go.
15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Oh my
Alabama. Go Dogs.
The final second ticks away. Dogs are winners. A national championship for a new generation of Bulldogs. Georgia is crowned the national champion for the first time in 41 years.
Just don't get much better than that, man. Just don't get much better than that.
Still got the chills.
I know. I know.
Still makes
I
me
know.
smile. Still
I know.
get just as excited.
Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Are you sure
Well,
that guy on
guys,
the jumping up in front of the TV wasn't Matt? Because I swear that was Matt.
I know, right? I know.
I will not confirm nor deny.
Well, guys, I always forget to do this. I want to remind everybody that we want to get your comments, get your reactions, hear what you have to say. Go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give permission for StreamYard to show your comment on the screen. So we'd love to hear from you. So if you're out there and you want to talk to us, shoot us a message. Love to talk to you guys. So the last show, as we were coming on last show, Georgia made a hire of the linebackers coach, Chijiro Uzo Deribe. Since then, I know you guys have probably seen all the message boards and the articles about him. It's been nothing but positive things being said. And the guy's already hitting the recruiting trail and got a few offers out there. Of course, Brian McClendon was a hire. We were all happy about that one. He came in, had a great reception, and actually got a little video of him coming into the facility.
But no, man, this is unbelievable.
Glad to have you with us. Glad to be back in the dog with the red black.
No doubt. What's up, man? You doing okay? Coach McClendon, man. Good to meet you, man. Good to meet you. All right? Good, man. Hey, good to see you, man. A lot different than what it used to be. Like.
It's all and they said, no, you
So this is me right here.
Yes, you're right.
Go dog.
A lot different than it used to be. Imagine he is blown away by those facilities, because I'm blown away just watching the video.
Yeah, for sure.
That's huge. That's huge. So our newest hire, and I'll take a little credit. I know because Kevin says I don't want to take any credit for anything. I'm going to take a little credit. I put this one out there months ago that this guy, I'd be perfectly happy getting him on board. Fran Brown, defensive backs coach from Rutgers, has a long history, a good pedigree of coaching up DBs, and looking forward to have him on staff. Of course, Kirby always talks about that he looks for fit more than he does anything else, and I think this guy fits right in just fine. What do you think?
I agree. It's more about the style and personalities and being able to work together than what school they come out of.
So the next hire that's came on board since our last show, Stacy Searles. He was our offensive line coach back in the Mark Rick days. I guess that was when No Sean Marino and Matt Stafford were on board. Decent production during that time. Gave Matt Stafford good. The offensive line provided Matt Stafford plenty of time to pass. Our defense was just atrocious in those years, and had we had a better defense, I think we would have taken a couple of natties. When Matthew Stafford was on board. But what's your thoughts on this hire? I know a lot of folks were kind of like, I don't feel one way or the other. I put a little survey out on our page, and Trey Reagan changed my post and said, "In Kirby we trust," and I think that ended up being the highest polled answer, was in Kirby we trust. So what's your thoughts, Matt?
Okay, so I just always see him as a journeyman, as you just say. He stays in place for maybe about 3-4 years and then takes off again for another job. So I don't see him being here very long. And it's not like usually you'd think people leave on to get better opportunities to become head coaches. I don't think he wants to become a head coach. I just think he likes to travel and likes new experiences and stuff. But good thing is he's got some history with us in the Georgia and Southeast region of recruiting, which ultimately what we're bringing him in for. And so I think eventually, like I said, it'll be in Kirby we trust to keep him on task and to, make sure we get some recruits in, because we didn't have a great recruiting class this past year at offensive linemen, but we definitely had a few in the past. So we'll see if he can trend us back up to getting more of those better fit positions for us for the offensive linemen.
Kevin, what's your thoughts, man?
I got no problem with him being there, man. I think he's going to be an asset to the guys that we have now. I think that, everybody was talking about we're bringing back these old guys that were here before, but you got to think that the experience level this guy is going to bring back to our program. He's been around other programs, kind of, age is wisdom. He's going to bring a lot of wisdom back to UGA. And the fact that he's been there, he knows what UGA is about. And Kirby is always picking people that can match his intensity. If you look around the coaching hires that he has, I mean, all these guys match his intensity level, and they buy in to his intensity of how he wants that program run. And honestly, I don't think he's going to hire somebody that can't fit. And like you were talking about, Brian, it's the fit.
Yep.
And
well, I got one.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kevin. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
My one thing is I was wondering. I guess my question out there would be also is, does he have to be a better fit with Monken or a better fit with Kirby? Ultimately, that's kind of what he'll kind of be assigned to is working Monken's scheme, and so is that where the better fit is versus where he's come from and whatnot. I do remember though when he was here, my dad was a big fan of Searles and was really butthurt when he decided to leave Spontaneous, kind of left, to go be the same position somewhere else. It kind of was a little bit of a stab in the back for him back then. So I just remember that more than anything else growing up.
Well, they announced his salary today. I think it was today. It was $650,000 is what he's getting paid. Of course, that's nowhere near what Matt Luke was going to get paid. But, hey, come in, prove yourself, right?
That's right.
That's what everybody else has got to do. I got one name for you, and I thought about it today. I said, this coach right here is one I did not think was going to make a difference. I thought he was going to be a 1-2 and done. I was just fire him after the first year because he didn't, he missed on a few recruits. Trey Scott. How many of you would trade your left arm to keep Trey Scott right now? I know I would. Exactly.
I get a pinky up for it.
No doubt. No doubt. So, Kirby knows what he's doing. This guy's got all the talent in the world. We said last show where we have 22 offensive linemen on the books. You got to pick a litter, my friend. Show me what you could do. Right?
Yep. Yeah. For sure.
Good deal. Well, the last but not least, this one was just announced today. Strength and conditioning assistant coach Lonnie Brown. Gosh, I don't even know where he's from. Arizona State or something like that. So anyway, that was the one that just popped up today. I threw it in there at the last minute in my PowerPoint. So wanted to get it out there. Let's see. NFL Combine. Y'all ready to talk about the Combine?
Let's do it.
Go for it.
So we have 14 dogs enter the Combine. We're invited to come out. Huge showing at the Combine. I think everybody's kind of watched all the videos, but I've got some for us. I'm going to make sure I show them, but wanted to this is, I think all three of us, one of our favorite guys on the team, Channing Tindall. Gonna miss this guy, man. Miss his interviews, his energy. He just lights up a room when during interviews. He set the record there. I think he tied the record for the highest vertical jump at 42 inches, which is just crazy. But I wanted to point him out. Of course, Zeus and James Cook had good 40 times. Zeus 4.4 in the 40, and then James Cook 4.42, which that surprised me that Zamir was able to outrun James Cook, but he did it nonetheless.
Yeah, I think they were the fastest backs in the combine overall.
Yep, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, let's watch Lewisine run. How about that?
14 of them, most of any school here.
He's rolling.
4-4 flat. What a defense they had, and
he would have had more. He would have had even more production if they had any time to throw.
Well, again, we have just seen one Georgia Bulldog after another come up here, one after another, and impress.
And then, of course, everybody's seen.
Here comes a very large, talented individual. Look at those numbers right there. Jordan Davis, he just anchored that stellar front seven right up the gut.
Look at all these names. Look at all these Georgia Bulldogs, and he has lost weight. He's in phenomenal shape. The GPS numbers on him are outstanding, which a lot of teams get those during the fall. But he might shock everybody with how he runs. And he makes a lot of plays outside the tackle box for somebody that big. He's got excellent awareness. Talk about block awareness. He's getting double teamed almost every play. He's really instinctive.
Here he goes.
Yeah, that's a big man moving.
It is.
That is a big man moving. Holy
that
moly.
Deserves a nice round of applause from the fans here.
Man, I'll never forget UAB, man, when we watched that game and he come off the line and chase that quarterback down on the edge by the sideline and tackle him. I was blown away. I was like, what? I did not know he was that fast. But it's nice to see everyone else in the country, him showing what he can do, and everybody else is giving him accolades for it. It's a cool thing because we talked about it all year long, and we knew what he had, but nobody else did. And to see him go out on the biggest stage that there is and perform and make it happen, couldn't be prouder for the guy.
Agree.
Of course, our last 40 time that I had a little video for was Wyatt, and of course he didn't disappoint either.
Davis at 4.76.
Oh wow! Well, Devontae Wyatt, I mean,
look at that. He was going to be the star of this 4.8 flat. It's incredible.
Of course, that one came back as a 4.77, right?
Yeah.
10th second faster than Jordan Davis, and blew it away. But I think the highlight for me out of the combine, and you guys can jump in and tell me what yours was, but this right here, Jamari Sawyer's bench press, I was blown away.
Let's get it, man. Jamari Sawyer, national champion, University of Georgia. Let's go, Jamari. Let's go, man. Here we go. Set it up. Set it up. Get that line right. Get that line right there. That's right, big dog. Let's go, boys. Turn me out, dude. Don't worry. Lock it out. Lock it out. Lock it out. Lock it out.
32. 32 reps. I can't even do one, but 32. Holy freaking cow.
Yeah.
I was blown away. Blown away. And of course, you guys, we talked about this all year long. We talked about the connection that this team had. This is another thing that I found today. This, God, it's slipping my mind who this is. But anyway, long story short, this guy has his own radio show, and it's nice to see somebody else recognize the connection that that these players have.
One of the things about this combine that that I think is lasting is the Georgia Bulldogs and how they looked. Unbelievable, unreal performance. And Wyatt and Davis, the law firm of Wyatt, I guess, what is it? Walker, Wyatt, and Davis, right?
Pretty good.
The defensive line group. So Wyatt and Davis work out in the defensive tackle group. They used to mix the defensive tackles and defensive ends together.
Okay.
And it was not very good because you'd have one guy run like a deer and the other guy some big dude huffing and puffing. And then when they get out there on the on-field drills, one guy would look stupendous because it's an agility drill and the other guy wouldn't. And one other guy wouldn't look so great and the other guy would because it was more of a strength drill. So they separated the tackles from the defensive line. So the two defensive tackles for the Bulldogs are in the first group that go through the 40s and then the on-field drills, and then they're done. When you're done with the on-field drills, sometimes you might have to go do your broad jumps and your vertical leaps. Sometimes, and then the team, and then the group that comes next does the vertical leaps and the broad jumps first. Then they do their on-field drills and they're done. So the defensive tackles did their 40s on-field drills, then did their broad jumps and vertical leaps. And then once you're done with that, you're out. You go back to the hotel or the airport, depending on the time of day. See ya, out.
Legitimately out.
But Wyatt and Davis waited for Trayvon Walker. Waited for them. Sat there for well over an hour waiting for Walker to finish. Because as Jordan Davis told Stacey Dales, who was on the sideline there, that the Georgia Bulldogs are nicknamed themselves the no-name defense. That one guy's not bigger. They're one big team. They're one big family. And they were waiting. They waited for him on their phones. Just chill out. Show that photo. That's the screen grab again. This is what we kept showing. Kept going to them. Over an hour. Look at them.
Just chilling.
Chilling on the ground. Jordan Davis on the ground, hanging out, waiting for their teammate. And all I could think of.
A house?
Well,
which one do you think is worth more? Well,
I hate when the stupid commercials do that. Anyway, you got the point of it. You know, that we talked about it all season long, the connection that this team had, and like I said, it's just nice to see other folks, other media members that may not watch college football and follow college football like we do, to acknowledge it. And if there's one thing that I can say that I hope Kirby does again this year is that same skull session, because it obviously made a difference in this team. You guys got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, there was definitely no me in this group of guys here. It was all complete team effort. They bought into that program, and I'm like you. I'm hoping that that Kirby continues with this type of mentality, this type of skull sessions that he has. It seems like that they brought the team closer together as a group of guys, and they got to know one another as a personal level. They all got to be friends which, you become brothers at that point, and everybody knows that you do more for your brother than you would anybody else.
Well, this just came down just recently. It says the United States Olympic Committee just announced that the 4x100 relay team in the next Olympics will be just the Georgia football players. So Kirby, of course, he tweeted out this week, it's great to be a dog, proud of these young men, the work they've put in and the way they have presented themselves at the NFL Combine. I think for me, the one that shocked me the most, the way he presented himself was Devontae Wyatt. We never heard from him during the season, and everybody's like, why didn't we hear from him? He's like, I didn't want to do media stuff. And he said, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be the face. And he said I was fine letting somebody else do that. But he had a great personality, man. I think he shocked people. And then Zamir White had a great interview. He blew it away. I think he struggled, given the fact that, his cleft palate, I think his nerves get the best of him. But he did a great job at the Combine interview. He blew it away. Mm-hmm. I was completely floored. And then, of course, you have, one more media member that goes out and gives a shout out to the Dogs.
But I think this Combine might be remembered as the Georgia Bulldogs Combine, but I also find...
And I'm perfectly fine with that.
Definitely.
Perfectly fine
Definitely.
with it. Well, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, let's transition on to our next section. What you guys say?
Let's do it.
Go for it.
All right. Losing a lot of players in the NFL, right? With 14, maybe 15. So do you guys remember who holds the record for the most players drafted out of one team in the first round?
Yes, I was going to say Alabama.
That's one of them. There's one more.
Ohio State.
Miami. 2001 Miami team.
Makes sense.
So Miami and Alabama hold the record for the most players drafted in the first round. Who holds the record for the most players drafted total?
UGA.
No, total. Just the total draft in one season.
I was also going to say Alabama.
No, LSU.
Oh, wow.
2019 LSU.
Oh, that's right. It's the 2019 team.
Drafted 14. They had 14 players drafted off that team. So who steps up, guys? Who steps up and is going to be the leaders of this team? You guys got any thoughts?
The leader?
Yeah, who's going to step up and be the leader in the role, step into Kobe Dean's role, be the leader of the defense?
I think, from my opinion, Chris Smith's got a good opportunity to do that. I think he has that ability. Being this will be his senior year, I guess his legit final season with the Bulldogs. For sure, will be him in my opinion.
I think it's going to be a 3-level deal. I think it's going to be Chris Smith, like you were saying. I think it's going to be Nolan Smith, and then I think it's going to be Carter. I think you're going to have those 3 guys step up and control all 3 phases of that defense.
I agree with you. You're right. I'll change my answer. My answer is his answer.
Well, let's get into it. We're going to do a quick fire. Who replaces these players? And I'm going to throw it on the screen. And you guys tell me who you think is going to be the replacement. And then, of course, I've got who I think is going to be the replacement. And I'll throw up there in just a second. Oh, well, before I do that, don't forget, spring practice starts the 15th. They're out. UGA's out on spring break this week. Spring practice starts on the 15th. Those red boxes are the practice days. So just to keep that in mind. And, of course, G-Day is on the 16th. And for those that are watching, there's 3 of you. We've got some G-Day plans that are coming down the pipeline. Be on our site and watch out for those. So 19 players that are coming back on the team. Football Focus is giving them a grade of 70 or higher. These are 19 players with significant playing time, and I don't even think it lists everybody that has significant playing time, but you can just take a look there. Brock Bowers, obviously, he's got the highest rating. But just to give you a little idea of all the talent that we've got coming back from our championship team again this year. So the ceiling is, we didn't hit the ceiling, guys. We can go for another one, I think.
Well, that's like me and
All
you
right.
were talking about, Brian. And when they brought in other players, once in the fourth quarter hit in a bunch of those games, you never saw a drop off on the defense.
Nope.
You didn't at all. Zero drop off.
All right. So now we're at our segment, who replaces our players that are leaving for the NFL. All right, James Cook, who's going to be taking his place? Matt.
James Cook will be replaced by someone who's already on the team, and we're gonna go with our fifth string running back that no one ever talks about. I love him, but we're gonna go with him.
Dejon Edwards, huh?
Yeah, Edwards.
Gotcha. All right, Kevin, who do you think?
I was going to say Kenny Mack for James Cook.
That's who I picked too, Kenny Mack.
Y'all cheating.
Zamir White. Zamir White.
I think Milton finally gets in his role and gets comfortable. I think Milton takes over that position.
Kevin?
I'm going to say Edwards. Dejon Edwards for Zamir White.
Kendall Milton, who I said.
1 for 1. I'm getting down. I'm getting back.
George Pickens.
This one's going to be a little tougher because I think, like I talked about earlier, someone who's already there and who's present on the team already. I don't think AD is. I think he's his own person. So I don't think AD is going to replace him. I think AD's already has. He's already separated himself as one of our top tier anyway. So I don't think he's going to step in. I think he's already there. I'm looking to hopefully get Aaron Smith back on track and get him in the game, and that'll be that he'll take over that role and be more of a playmaker for us.
I got you. I like that idea. Kevin?
Matt, you can't go explaining stuff like that, man. That just takes my guy out of the picture. That's just wrong.
Sorry.
You know he's my guy.
I know. I love AD. He's my favorite.
I mean, you explained it the best. If you swap the uniforms on those two guys, you can't tell the difference between them two.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
That's my guy. That's who's going to replace George Pickens.
A.D. Mitchell. So what I say too.
George Pickens of 2 years ago.
That's right. Jermaine Burton. Now, he's not going to the NFL, but we did lose him. He did provide a significant impact, and we're going to lose a lot of production by losing him. But who do you think is going to take his place?
It'd be so easy to sit there and say McConkey's going to step into that role and do that, but I'm going to say that Jackson's going to step up and stay healthy this year, and Jackson's going to take that role.
Oh, I like that. Kevin.
That's my guy. That's who I was going to go with. Kyrus Jackson.
Gotcha. I like that. I put Marcus Rosenby-Jackson down.
That's a good one, too.
Mm-hmm. Mari Sawyer. Now, this is where it gets tough. I had to do some thinking about this one.
Oh, man. I don't know. It depends how they play it. They may move some guys who are once tackles and bring them inside on it. So I'm gonna say Mims steps up and his opportunity there.
I like that, Kevin.
I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea on that one.
So I teetered back and forth between Tate Ratledge and Broderick Jones.
Okay.
I was thinking Tate Ratledge, but hopefully he'll come back.
I went with Broderick Jones. That's who I went with. Devontae Wyatt.
Okay, this was a tough one for me. I truly think that Stackhouse is going to step in and take his role, and I'll save my other person for his replacing Davis.
All right,
but I think Stackhouse is going to take that role over.
All right.
I agree with you, Matt. I agree with you 100%.
I chose Jalen Carter, number 88 for Devontae Wyatt.
Okay.
All right, Jordan Davis
is Carter.
That's what I was going to say.
All right. I put Zion Logue.
Okay.
And the reason I put Zion Logue because Zion Logue filled in for Jordan Davis when he was hurt 2 years ago, if you don't remember.
Yeah.
When he missed that several games, Zion Logue came in. And of course, Zion Logue, he played last year. He had significant playing time. And I think he registered a sack or two, didn't he? I think he was on our sack board for a while.
Yeah.
So that's who I put down. All right. Oh,
You
went
answered it
too
for us.
fast. who was you going to say for Trayvon Walker?
Oh, like I said, it was gonna be the Williams, the new guy coming in.
I think it is too, man.
Yeah.
He is too talented not to get on the field, man. I don't know who else we got that can take his place. I really don't.
Davis
All right.
made an opportunity. He got injured last year with a shoulder injury. He may get big enough to play on the outside. I'm not sure.
Gotcha. All right, Nakobe Dean.
Oh my gosh, this is where I struggle. And I mentioned it a few weeks back when we had our show. I think that's going to be the biggest struggle for us all year long. Is going to be middle linebacker or whatever we call it, Sam, Mike, whatever it may be. I truly hope that that if it's not, how you pronounce his name? Is it Soki? Is that how you say his name? I forget how you say his name. I think it's Soki who may step in and have that opportunity there. If he definitely gets some muscle on his body.
Kevin?
Wait, no, what is it? Dumas Johnson coming in? Isn't he a inside linebacker?
Yeah.
I think that you're going to see him step up real early, and probably take this role.
That's who I put on there. We're thinking alike. I like that. All right, Quay Walker.
Dang, it's supposed to be fast response. Let's say Beal. Beal finally shows up and doesn't loaf on plays and actually works hard. He can definitely be the same role. He can make himself some money this year if he just chooses to work hard.
Okay. Kevin?
I like that pick. I'm going to go with that one.
Well, I put Smile Munden. But I also think Smile Munden could take over for Nakobe Dean maybe next year. But,
yeah, I was thinking Monday would be covering Tyndall.
Gotcha. All right. Channing Tyndall.
I gave you mine.
Kevin?
I don't know. Those are big shoes to fill there.
You gotta have a motor, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know on that one, man. That one's going to be.
I put Xavier Sorey.
That's
going to be a wait and see. I just tell you,
either him or Charisma Marshall, I think, are going to fill in his role, Channing Tyndall's role. You're right. You got to have a high motor. That is for dang sure.
Sorey was the one I was trying to think of. I couldn't get his name right. The one I was saying for Dean.
All right, this one might surprise y'all on my response, but
okay.
Who do you think?
So here's where it's gonna be fun for me. I'm gonna go out on the limb. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen, but I'm calling it. I say Kigo Ringo goes back to safety, and he replaces Seen.
Interesting. I didn't think that. Kevin?
That's an interesting pick, Matt. You don't think they're going to keep Ringo as a corner?
No. I mean,
Really?
I'm probably really wrong. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I got a feeling that he's going to go back to safety. And I think they're gonna move one of those other guys. I think William Poole's ended up going to be a full-time cornerback.
Didn't we get a new kid as a safety coming in?
Yeah, the 5-star guy is Everton or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might develop.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's going to be one of these new guys. I couldn't think of his name, but I think he'll step up and probably show out in the spring game.
Well, I wanted to say Tyke Smith, and the reason I wanted to say him because he's got so much experience, but they're saying that his ACL recovery is not going as planned, so we might not see him, especially in the spring. We're not going to see him in the spring.
Yeah.
This is who I said: Dan Jackson or Malachi Starks.
I like Dan Jackson.
Dan Jackson because he's got experience, tons of experience. Played a ton of games.
That's a good call, actually.
Yeah, I didn't think about him. You're probably right on that one.
And of course, Jake Camarda is going to be leaving, and then Brett Thorson is the punter that's coming in to replace him. I don't know who else can punt the ball.
Talk about some video you didn't show. That Joker ran like a 4.6.
Yeah, I should have pulled his down.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy for a punter. Crazy for a punter. I think Arizona's punter ran faster than that.
Oh, really?
That's what yeah, he ran like a 4.2 or something.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about punt. I mean, I have no idea what the punter situation is going on.
Stupid fast.
The soccer players, man.
Well, here we are. The dreaded Georgia basketball team. Matt, how do we go from all these number one NBA picks? I mean, look at there. There's Anthony Antman, the number one pick in the NBA draft. And it's Severe Wheeler, who's playing for Auburn now. How do we go from this to 6-2 and 1-17 in the SEC?
So, we talked about this earlier before the call thing, and it just I really think the NCAA screwed the pooch on this one. The bad enough it is we have these guys who try to come in and do these one and dones, but now you're gonna let these guys come in and transfer without any kind of restrictions. Which I know we did for football, so I get it across the board. But I think that's ultimately what kind of really hurt basketball this year, especially for Georgia. I'm not like a big Tom Crean fan ultimately. But he actually did some really good recruiting over the last 3 years, and decided I was going to build a team, kind of like the Mark Fox era. Was going to build a strong team in 2 to 3 years. Well, he did that. He started a bunch of young guys the freshman year, carried them through the sophomore year, and he got better and better and better. And then this year was expected to have all those guys come back, be a strong junior, senior-led team. And what happens? 9 of them leave to go to other schools to play. These guys who weren't highly recruited out of high school, but now are playing top ball in the SEC. And what are these Kentuckys, these Auburns? They all come in and say, "Hey, you can come play for us, and we'll get you in the NBA." And they all dip out and leave. So he has to go dipping into the transfer portal, a bunch of people that nobody else wanted, and it eventually cost him. So is it all the NCAA with the stuff happening? No, I mean some of it's part of his personality. You know, if you're a good coach, people want to play for you. So at some point, he didn't create an atmosphere that wanted to keep those players there. So some of it is on him, but some of it is also on these guys who always want the star power, want to be recognized, and want to be seen. So it's going to be hard I'm not sure what kind of coach can come in and develop a fan base to love basketball like we see at other schools. I just don't see it. It's just hard for a football-based college is going to have to deal with that. But when you win, secure everything. So you win games, people will show up.
So do you believe that there's some out there that believe that either you're a basketball school or a football school and you can't be both? Do you believe that that's the case with UGA?
No. I think the fan base, I mean, you look back in the late 80s and early 90s when they were winning and they were in the tournament every year, they had a great fan base. Of course, the coaches was cheating, but still, I mean, I think it's there. I think winning solves a lot of problems. And if our girls basketball team is really good, and so they got good support. And so like this actually is the girls' logo. They got their own separate logo. And so I think winning cures it. I think we have an opportunity with great students to create a fan base that wants to go watch those games. Yes, the Stegeman Coliseum, a old rundown stadium that needs to be replaced. Absolutely. That place, I think, needs to be torn down, or it needs to have massive upgrades.
It needs a renovation.
It's way behind the times, and it's hard to bring recruits in. Who wants to play in something like that when they can go sit at Kentucky or go sit at Villanova or all these other schools that have much better much better facilities than we do. And all the money we have, we should have the facilities available.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Well, I got one thing to say to Tom Crean. You're fired. Get the heck out, man. Let's go. We just need to fire him and move on.
He did. He got fired today.
Yeah, they did fire him.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they fired him
today.
Fantastic.
Apparently,
Fantastic.
there was something in his contract. They had to give him like 7 days notice before they fired him. So I think today was the 7th day.
Do you think he looked like that when they fired him?
He probably was like smiling his way to the bank with his $3.2 million.
Probably was.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who do we replace him with? These are the two names that popped up for me today. Matt, you got any thoughts?
I like Hayes because he's a Georgia guy. He played for us. I mean, he'll have the recruiting stuff down. He'll be able to go in these high schools and really promote the school, just kind of like Kirby did. Like I played for them. He'll have that mindset of, of the history and the tradition there. So I like that. Kind of worried that he's been an assistant for such a long time and not got a job yet. But I think he has the ties back to the school into the conference recruiting area that will really be beneficial. But I would prefer a already established coach who we'll just pay big bucks to come in and do it. But same thing happened with Crean. He wasn't successful. So I don't know. I don't know what the cure is. But these two guys, I'm picking Hayes.
Yeah, I kind of like the Hayes hire too, just because he's a Georgia guy. But just so everybody knows a little bit about these two gentlemen right here. Jonas Hayes played for UGA from 2001 to 2004, graduated in 2004. He has a brother who also played for UGA, Jarvis Hayes. Jarvis is the head coach at Georgia State. They've got a pretty good program up there. And then right now he's an assistant coach for Xavier. I don't know if I mentioned that. But then Dennis Gates, he is the head coach of Cleveland State. He's been the head coach there for the last 3 years, I believe. He's got 16 years of being a coach in Division I. He was part of the FSU staff during 2017 through 2019, where FSU went to the Elite Eight and the Sweet 16. And then, of course, came over to Cleveland State. And I believe that they've won their conference at Cleveland State. So both of these gentlemen have good resumes, but like Matt said, I think either one of them will do a good job. It's just a matter of who Georgia lands on. But I always lean towards the Georgia guy. So, well, good deal. Well, guys, we'll transition on and move on to our spring sports. Talk a little bit about some Georgia baseball and the Lady Diamond Dogs and what's going on there. So the Diamond Dogs, they play Lipscomb this weekend. Right now, I believe that the Diamond Dogs are overall they are 10-3. And the way that they came out at the beginning of the season, such an explosion of offense and pitching dominance, I really thought that we were going to see something special this year. But in the last few games they played, Georgia Southern, they just got blanked by Georgia Southern. Started off strong in the game. I think we were up 5-0 or 5-1 or something, and then let Georgia Southern come back and beat them like 13-7 or 13-6 or something. It's just absolutely crazy that they allowed that to happen. Of course, come back the next night and won the game, but they struggled up in South Carolina where they played Wofford, and then I think they struggled at home against Akron. One game, or that may be the game they lost at home. But yeah, it's just a kind of strange situation. Trying to give Scott Strickland, a mulligan, because obviously I think you guys both agree that we had a a championship team that could have contended in 2019, and the freaking COVID mess just destroyed it all.
Ruined it.
And so trying to give them a mulligan to rebuild, but I mean, a lot of these guys are returning. They played last year, and I don't know. I've watched a lot of games, and I just feel like they don't have any plate discipline. They're swinging at everything, almost like they don't do. They had done the T work that they need to be doing, to get that launch angle that you see other teams just destroying it. I mean, let's just be honest. We watched a lot of Mercer baseball. Mercer is number 2 in the nation right now for home runs. I mean, if that coach can figure it out, why can't our Division I coach who has all these years of experience figure it out? And then we got pitcher that's 6'6" or something on the mound, John Cannon, supposed to be like the number 1 Major League Baseball prospect, and he's up there just getting hammered. I'm like, what's going on? Something is amiss, and I don't know what the answer is going to be.
Well, better get it worked out now than later in the season. So,
well, we start conference play on the 18th of March, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very soon. It's coming up.
Yeah, days away of conference play. And guess who first game of conference play? Mississippi State, the national champions. What? I don't really know how you fix it between now and then. I really don't. But in any other conference, 10-3 would be fantastic. But in the SEC, it just doesn't cut it. I mean, you need to be 13-0 right now, or 12-1 at minimum. We're going to face Tennessee. Tennessee's got a pitcher that throws 104 miles an hour. We ain't ready for that. We can't hit Georgia Southern pitchers.
Yeah,
how are we going to hit somebody at Tennessee?
Yeah, they shouldn't have but 1 or 2 losses right now. And
nope.
They lost 2 to Georgia Tech. That's sort of understandable. They got a good team, but they shouldn't have lost to Georgia Southern.
Nope. We'll see what Georgia Southern has when they come to town next week and play Mercer. We'll get a better understanding of how good of a team that is.
Yep.
Well, of course, our Lady Diamond Dogs are just destroying it right now. If you guys want to see, if you like the long ball and you like softball, turn on the Diamond Dogs, the Lady Diamond Dogs. You're going to see a lot of home runs, a lot of good softball. These girls, this coach has assembled one of the best teams I've ever seen. We should be right in the mix of the SEC championship hunt. I really honestly believe that. Our rankings don't show it, but they are a good team, and they're gelling and they're coming together and they're playing good softball. Right now, they're ranked 4th in the SEC East. We've lost 2 games. They were 20-2. But if you look at this just shows you how competitive SEC softball is, man. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable how good these teams are and the talent pool that they're able to pull from in the Southeast. They can go out and get the teams, the girls to play on these teams. Of course, this week, Player of the Week was Jada Kearney, sophomore. Had a great week. She also was named SEC Player of the Week, so props to her. And then I did not want to fail to mention this. Freshman pitcher Kylie Macy, earlier a few weeks back, she pitched a perfect game against Bryant and defeated the Bryant 18-0. She had 13. She struck out 13 out of 15 hitters, and it was Georgia's first perfect game since 2016. I can't even imagine striking 13 out of 15 batters out. It's just absolutely insane.
Is there no slaughter rule for college softball?
Do it now?
There should be a slaughter rule at some point. Like when you're beating them, 15-0, there should be a way to cut it off, cut the bleeding. Right?
Yep, absolutely. Well, I had a little video of her no. I thought I'd show it out.
And Kylie Macy strikes out the side. Another 1-2-3 inning. She's faced the minimum through 13 strikeouts. Popped up on the infield. Kuma puts it away. Kylie Macy, a perfect game. The first perfect game since April 13th, 2016, when assistant coach Chelsea Wilkinson combined for one.
Isn't that cool? The assistant coach on the team was the last one to throw a no, and she's there to give her the game ball. That is pretty freaking awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. Cool. Well, guys, that's all I have, man. Y'all have any final thoughts?
Not just looking forward to the spring game.
I'm ready for the spring game.
I know we're gonna have another show before the spring game to kind of give our players to watch, and kind of going back to that list you had there, is players to be looking for, who's going to step up, who's going to fill those roles. And I know the spring game's really more for us fans than anything else. They already, that's just for us to make our crazy predictions of who's going to be what coming out, coming in September. But I really enjoy the time together, and I hope everybody comes out, hangs out with us, and tailgates with us at the park. And so it'll be good to go.
Cool beans. Kevin, you got anything?
No, I'm just looking forward to spring game, man. Like Matt said, I'm anxiously awaiting seeing them dogs back on the field one more time.
Well, I know you guys think I'm crazy, but I think old Stetson's going to surprise us this year. No pressure on his back. He has nothing to prove. He's going to go out there and ball out, man. And I think he's going to have a phenomenal season and go out on a high. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that.
I don't think you're crazy, and I think you're probably spot on.
Yep. Heisman talk's already started, man. There's no odds out there for him, but there is some talk. There is some chatter, and I like.
Why not? He's the same size as Bryce Young. Why not?
He's taller.
He won the national championship. Bryce Young didn't.
That's right. Well, guys, so good to have you guys on with me. Looking forward to seeing you back in a few weeks. And stay safe out there. Watch some college baseball. And go Dogs.
Go Dogs.